This video is going to be what I know and what I've learned over trials and tribulations with rotary tools and flex shafts. How I learned what I learned was by breaking an opal. Yes, that's how I learned what I learned. It's a horrible way to learn, but through that I have also found the proper tools to be using, the cheap, inexpensive tools that will work properly, and the best tool and why you want to have it, or at least one part of that best tool. So I'm going to take you all through what you need to know about flex shafts for grinding your opals and your fire agate and carving whatever stones you need, because your typical rotary tool is not going to work for you as good as you would like it to. Here we go. What I have in my hand are two inexpensive rotary tools. One of them has a flex shaft. This one actually came with one. I bought a second one for the Chicago Electric. This one I got on Amazon for around $20. This one I got from Harbor Freight for around $20 to $30. Now, I had already owned this Chicago Electric, and I had been using it to cut on metal and stuff like that, than wood that I would normally use a rotary tool for, before I ever found out what a flex shaft was. The first time I tried to polish an opal, it was something from the Virgin Valley, and I tried using this without this flex shaft on it, and it was a joke because it was so heavy in my hand and cumbersome and in the way. When I learned about the flex shaft, I thought I had found my saving grace, and obviously the thing I didn't know about, which would make all this so much easier. Lo and behold, nothing is ever that simple in my life. First, I'm going to show you what the flex shaft pretty much is. It has this piece on the end of it. I doubt you're in focus. I'll put a picture up. It has this piece on the end of it, and it holds your bits or your burrs, depending on what you're using, I guess. You unscrew it from there, and then you have your nut that it connects into right here. There's a little button on the Chicago Electric I'm pushing to lock that in place. In some of them it's a little bit different. So that comes out of there like that. Now this piece that connects into the Chicago Electric or into any other handheld rotary tool, it just comes right out of the inside. And as long as it's the same length as any other flex shaft you need, you don't necessarily need the whole body if you break the inside. Something I learned too. So it just pretty much goes inside, screws back on. Now the problem with these flex shafts is that I believe this is square and those are meant to connect into round bits. And what it makes it do is it creates a little bit of wobble inside the burr when you're trying to grind. And it makes the burr bounce. And that bouncing will crack fragile stuff and scratch stuff that you don't mean to scratch. I found that out the hard way. Here, let me give you a video of that real quick. Let me show you how to put this on, right? So, instead of having to deal with this at all, like this while you're putting it on, what you would do, the easiest way, although I don't recommend using these, and I'm going to get to that in a second, is put it on, tighten it down, make sure it's straight and in there all the way. And there you go, that's on there. Now I'm going to show you what I mean by wobble inside of this. It actually spins off axis. Now you probably can't see it too much right there because it's spinning so fast. But the reality is that it's not spinning in a perfect circle or even a tight enough circle to not damage stuff. Can you hear it? It clickety clacks a little bit. See that? Alright, I thought that was normal. the first time I did it, and when I broke something, I realized that it might not be normal, and I watched somebody else's videos, and I fully realized it wasn't normal at all for the tool they were using. I contacted them, and they just said they were using a handheld rotary tool. So I went and bought this one, thinking maybe when I was using this one on other stuff, I had bent it or damaged it somehow. No, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case at all. I did a little bit of research, and I found this. And the reason I found this is because I had already found out about the Dremel Foredom, but the cheapest I found that was $200, and I couldn't afford it. I found this at Harbor Freight for $40, and it comes with a flex shaft. I went to Harbor Freight and purchased one, and one of the first things I noticed about it was that where the flex shaft connects, which once again is square and just like the other one, the inside of the unit, I'm not sure if you can see inside of the unit because of the shading, it's square too, so it fits right into a square slot. So I believe that has something to do with the bouncing of it on a handheld rotary tool, as opposed to it not bouncing on this, or with a Foredom or a knockoff Foredom, which I will show you pictures of the Foredom and the knockoff Foredom and the prices I found after this, because the knockoff is worth it. It's only $70. I'll get to that in a minute. Alright, I've got the same bit in. I have the central machinery bench grinder set up, and this has a dial on it for speed. This is the lowest speed, and I can already see it spins tighter. That's the highest speed, and when it's moving that fast, I can't even see it moving. I can feel it vibrating. Whoops. I can say it wasn't in camera frame. I can feel it vibrating in my hand, but I can't even see it moving. I'm shadowing everything. So let me turn it back down for a second. Oh, focus. Don't be doing that to me, camera. So that's at the minimum setting. And there's no bouncing. It's just pure grinding, quiet. Hear that? Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference at all on what it was doing before on the other one? Even when I set it on its edge. So if you only have $40 to spend, whoops, and you need a flex shaft, the central machinery or something like it is a way to go. Although I'm going to talk about the other ways here in one more minute. So up until Tucson, that's what I had learned. Now, while I was at Tucson and I met the fire agate carver artist, amazing carver, Richard is probably how you pronounce it. I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff like that, but I do my best. What I learned from him was that there is a generic Foredom out there, and I think the website is the American Academy of Science or something like that. It's probably not Academy, but it's something American Science. I'll put the picture up right here or right there or around me or over my face or something. So it's $70. And the reason the Foredom is specifically different, and this is different, is because it comes with a foot pedal. A foot pedal that is exactly like a sewing machine foot pedal. So you can control the speed from 0 to go as fast as you want simply by how much you press your foot down. And that's a big deal. Like, instant control is a big deal. The Foredom has that, and the generic one also has that. The Foredom costs $200. The generic one costs $70. The big difference that I understand between the two, though, the biggest difference is the Foredom's piece that you hold in your hand, the flex shaft itself, handle, it has a quick release clip that you just turn and pop the pieces out. I saw Richard doing this at the Fire Agate Art Studio at the Pueblo show, and he was so quick with popping pieces in and out. It was so fast as opposed to all of the monkeying around we have to do with the cheaper flex shafts in order to get the bits and burrs out. It's much faster, but that piece by itself, from what I understand, is about $100 to $120. But from what I saw, when you're upgrading and you can afford stuff like that, it's worth owning. It's fully worth owning. So I'm going to show you those, or I probably already did show you those. You know what? This is probably the wrap up, as a matter of fact. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I have some more videos I'm going to be doing on some rotary tools and some flex shaft work. I have found some amazing companies and polishes that I've already highlighted in one of my Tucson videos that I need to buy some of their products so I can show you how amazingly they work. So I love you for watching. You already know that, don't you? Like, share, subscribe, support, and sharing is supporting. So share, share, share. I'll see you in the dirt. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I'll see you in the dirt. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click subscribe. And if you'd like to see all of my adventures, just go ahead and check out the Digs playlist right there below me. Also, if you'd like to help support Mining America, you can become a patron on my Patreon account, or you can go ahead and buy something from my Etsy store and check it out inside of my Mining America sales channel. Also, don't forget to share all of the videos that you really enjoy with anybody that you think might like them also. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the dirt.